Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. And take that easiness with a grain of salt because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called Shared Spaces, Blue, Green, and Peach by Fenners, and here are the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, which means fill the entire grid with the digits 1 through 9 without repeats in any row, column, or box. We have German whisper lines, where digits on a green line must differ by at least 5. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9. We would also celebrate because there's a 3 in the corner. And there would be an 8 or a 9 in this space if this were a 3. And the reason why is because the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3 is an 8 or a 9. We also have parity lines, where digits along a peach line must contain one odd digit. Adjacent digits on a peach line must contain one odd digit and one even digit. So if this were odd, say this was a 5, this would have to be an even digit, which would be 2, 4, 6, or 8, because these digits must have different parities. So you alternate parities on a parity line. And that's how parity lines work. And then finally, we have a region sum line, where blue lines are segmented by box borders. Each segment must have the same sum, and sums may be different for each blue line. So, for example, these two digits must sum up to what these four digits sum up to, which must sum up to what these two digits sum up to. Similarly, these two digits must sum up to what these three digits sum up to. These two digits must sum up to what that one digit sums up to, etc., etc. So you could have something like 6 here and a 1 and a 5 here, because those two digits, 1 and 5, add up to 6. But these are shared spaces, so that any cell that has the line pass through it must fulfill all the requirements of those lines. So make sure that you have, so for example, this space must be part of the peach line there, so it fulfills that parity line rule. It's part of this German whisper line, so it must fulfill any German whisper line rules, and it fulfills this region sum line too. Anyways, those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so these two digits must add up to what that digit is. And they're on a German whisper line. So we know one of these is going to be low, one of these is high. It could be 1 and 6, which makes that 7. Or if it's 2, it has to be with 7, which would make that 9. So those are the only possibilities. It's 1, 6, or it's 2, 7 here. So if this is 1 and 6, well, 6 cannot be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line, so that can't be 6. If this is high and this is low, this would be 7 and 2, therefore this would be 1. If this is low, it could be 1 or 2, it could be with 6 or 7, and therefore if it's 1 and 6, this would have to be 7, so this would be 8 or 9. If this is 2 and 7, it would also have to be with 8 or 9, because the 7 is no longer possible. The 6 is not possible to be next to a 2 on a German whisper line, and that's that. These two unique digits are on a German whisper line, and they sum to the same as what these 4 digits sum up to. Therefore, this has to be at least 10, right? Because, and also these two are on these two digits also sum up to the same sum, and they're on a parity line, which means one must be odd and one must be even, which means the sum is an odd number. So that means this is at least 11 adding up to this, right? Because you have to have an odd digit. It must be at least 10, and it must be odd. So it's 11 or it's 13. So that means this is 4, 9, or this is 3 and 8. We're not sure which. And it specifically has to be 4, 9, or 3, 8 because you have to have an odd value here. Okay. These 3 digits sum up to what those 3... Okay, that's not very limiting there. This, we don't know about the parity here. This is similarly an odd and even digits. This is on a German whisper line, so this is at most 4 and 9. So that's at most 13. Okay. Well, what else do we have? Where is okay, so 5 can never be on a German whisper line because if you take 5 and you subtract 5 or more from it, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. If you add 5 or more to 5, you get 10 or more, which is not a digit. So that's why you know 5 is never on a German whisper line. So this one of these is 5. One of these has to be a 5 also. Is there anything else we know? If this is 11... Oh, that's interesting. If this is 11, this has to be 1, 2, 3, 5. So that requires 4 to be some... out of these German whisper lines, one of them has to be a low. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 5, this would have to then be 4 and 9 here. So you know this digit can never be 4 or 9. This cell specifically cannot be 4 or 9, because if this is, again, if this is not 4, 9 here, this would have to be, 1, 2, 3, 5, which means the low in this digit would have to be a 4, which means it would be with 9. So this cannot be 4, 9 ever. What can it be? If this is 4, 9 here, though, if this is 3, 8, this is 1, 2, 3, 5, adding up to 11. This is 4, 9. This would have to be 6, 7, 8 if that's the case. And this could not be 8 because this would be 3, 8. So this would be 6 or 7 here. If this is 4 and 9, these 4 digits add up to 13. What would that mean? You could have 1, 2, 3, 7, which would also, that would require this to be 4 and 9 though, which is not allowed. So 1, 2, 3, 7 is not allowed. 1, 2, 4, 6 would make this 3 and 8, which is possible. So 1, 2, 4, and 6 could be here, which would force this to be 3, 8. Or you have 1, 3, 4, 5, which would make this 2. So these digits can never be low, right? If you have 11, you have 1, 2, 3, 5. This has to have a low, and these have to be high. If you have adding it up to 13, you have 1, 2, 3, 7, but that's not allowed because this becomes 4, 9, and this would have to be a 4, 9 pair. And that would, therefore, this 4, 9 would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So it could be 1, 2, so this is 1, 2, 3, 5. It could be 1, 2, 4, 6, in which case this is 3 with 8 or 9, and that could be the case. And therefore this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 8. Well, actually 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but this could not be 9 here. And you could have 1, 3, 4, 5, in which case this is 2 with 7, 8, or 9. which also works. So this is specifically 2, 3, or 4 with 7, 8, or 9, but we're not sure. This, well, could be 4 or 9. We just don't know. Okay. But these can never be low digits is the key, right? Because you always have 3 low digits here, no matter what. Okay. What about these? Does that tell us anything? Not particularly. These two are different parities, so therefore this is an odd number. It doesn't share a space with anything else, though. Oh, wait, this could actually be 2, 9 here. If this is 2, 9, then this is 1, 2, 3, 5. This could be a 4, and this is 9. But again, it requires a 4 to be here. So this could actually be 2 and 9, too. I forgot. 1 is not allowed because it has to be greater than 10 because of the odd digits. And 2, 8 doesn't work, obviously. 2, 7's less than 10 digits, so that's not allowed. So this is 11 or 13. So this is 2 through 9 here. What can this be is the question. This is interesting, right? This alternates between odds and evens. Therefore, there must be an even digit, which is next to 2 unique digits at least, right? And can there be... And, okay, that's key. These two have to be the same set. So if they were both even, the problem is they would both be low or they would both be high, right? Because on a German whisper line, you'll alternate between low digits and high digits because the digits 1 through 4 must be next through 6 through 9 because add 5 or more to 1, which is the lowest digit, you get 6 or more. And subtract 5 or more from 9, which is the highest digit, so 6 through 9 must be next through 4 or less, which is 1 through 4. So the point is that if this were even twice, that doesn't work. Because you would have to have one digit be a 6 and the other digit be an 8, or one digit be 2 and the other digit be 4. Well, 4 and 6 cannot be next to 2 unique numbers on a German whisper lines, and one of them would have to be 4 or 6 here if these were even. So these must be odd, which makes these even. So this has to be 6, this can't be 6, it has to be 2 or 8, and this must be 4 or 6, because again, they alternate parities here. So these two are the same parity. These have to be different, though, than these parities. So this is 1, 3, 7, or 9 here. We're not sure which. This is a 4 or 6. So since this is 4 or 6, 4 and 6 can only be next to 1 or 9 on a German whisper line. These are the same parity, and they're the same high or low set. So it can't be 1 or 9 here. This has to be 3 or 7. This is an odd digit, so this is 1, 3, 5, or 1, 3, 5, 7, or 9. This cannot be 5. And this must be even digit, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8 here. So we have 2 evens and an odd digit here. So therefore, this must be an odd value here. This is 4, 6 again. So these are the same parity. This is the same parity as this. So this cannot be 2, 4, it cannot be odd. Sorry, it cannot be even. Because we have all the evens here, right? That are the same entropic area, right? They're either, these are either both high or they're both low, which means this is high or low with it, but it must be an odd digit. So it has to be 1, 3, 7, or 9. Which means the other even digit is here. What else do we know? We know one of these is even and one of these is odd. So if this is, say this was 8, 1, 6. This would have to be 3. Okay, so if this is 8, this is 3 or 7, right? 3 and 7 cannot be next to the other 3 or 7 that's here. So this must be a 1, 9. And this is the opposite version of this one, right? Because if this is 7, it's next to 2 and 1. If this is 3, it's next to 8 and 9. So 1 or 9 is here. 1 or 9 is here to be with the 4 or 6 that's here. Therefore, you cannot have we have a 1, 9, 1, 9 pair in this box, which eliminates 1 and 9 from the rest of the box. This must be an even digit in between these two. Because these two are the same parity, right? So you have to have at least a 6 and a 2 here, which makes that at least 8. If this is 6, this is 1. Okay, right. So can this ever be 8? If you have 3, 4, and 8, that adds up to, that's the minimum here. That adds up to 15, which these two unique digits cannot be, because then this is at maximum 4 and 9 being on a German whisper line. So it cannot be 8 here, which means 6 has to be one of these two digits. If this is 4 and 6, you could be with 3. If this is 4 and 6, you could be with 3, but then that would require this not to be 4 or 9, and therefore it would add up to less than 13. So this can never be 4 and 6. It has to be 6 and 2. So this is 6, this is 2, which makes this 1. Therefore, this is an 8. Again, these parities must be even. These parities must be odd, and they must both be low. So this is 3, this is 9. This cannot be 3. This is at minimum 13, which is the maximum these two digits can be with a German whisper line. So this must be then 5. This has to be 4 and 7. These have to be 4 and 9, and 4 has to be next to, cannot be next to two unique digits on a German whisper line. So this is 4, this is 9. So these 3 add up to 13. These 2 add up to 13, so they add up together to the same one. This must be 1, 2, or 3, and this must be 6, 7, or 8. But it can't be 8 because of this 8. This can't be 1 because of this 1. Okay, so what are the remaining digits in column 3? They are 1, 3, 7, and 8. Okay. Can this ever be 1 can this ever be 1? If this is 1, this is at minimum 3, 7. This is at maximum 1 and 8, which is 9. And 3, 7 already is 10. So this cannot be 1. 1 has to be one of these 3 digits. This cannot be 4, 7, or 9. So again, this could be 1. It can't be 1. It's 2, 3, 5, 6, 8 as possibilities here. This is also 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, but it could also be 9. Okay. This 9 means this can't be 9 here. This can't be 9, so this can't be 2 because this is at least 11. This, well, Okay. If this is 2, this has to be 7. If this is 3, this has to be 6. These must add up to, again, an odd digits. Or odd sum. Why can't this be 1 and 7? This could be 1 and 7 adding up to 8. Heck, this could be 1. This could be, yeah, 1 and this could be 1 and 7 adding up to 8. Well, we know now that can't be the case because if this is 1, 7, this is 8, that can't be. This can't be 1, 8, or 9. Actually, I guess this could be 2 then. Actually, that does work. Okay, that was my mistake. So this could be 1, 6, this could be 2, 7, it could be 1, 7 also. I made that mistake. So this could be 8, then this could be 2, if this is 7. If this is 2, it has to be 7 here. So therefore this is 8, if that's the case. So I missed that, actually. Okay, that's interesting. If this is 6, it cannot be 7 here, because that would eliminate all possibilities for highs for these digits. So this would if this is 6, it would have to be with 3. Therefore, that would add up to 9 because of the different parities here. But this is at minimum 1 and 7, which is 8, which would require a 1 to be next to, which is not allowed. So this can never be 6 here. If this is 2 and 7, I guess that could work. 2 and 7 work with 1, 3, and 5. So that could be fine. If this is 3, this has to be 8. So if this is 3, this is 2, 7, this is 8. Does that work, though? 3 and 8. You can't have 3, 7, 1 adding up to 11. You can't have... This cannot be 3 and 2. So if this is 3 and that's 8, you could have, okay, well, but the problem if this is 3 and that's 8 is that's 2. So then you can't have 1, 8, and 2 there. Okay, let's go through the possibilities. It cannot, okay, cannot be 2 and 3. That just doesn't work because that's too small for 3 unique digits adding up to it. 2 and 7 could be 1, 3, and 5. That adds up to 9. This is 3 and 6. This is 1, 3, 5. That works. 2 can only be with 3 or 7 here, or 3 or 7, but 3 is not possible there. If this is 3 and this is 8, you would either have 1, 3, and that's 7 to add up to 11, or 1, 7, and this is 3, but again, that would be 3, so that doesn't work. Or 1, 3, 7, and that's 1, but that doesn't work because of that 1. So this can never be 3 and 8 here, but what if this is 3 and 8? If this is 3 and this is 8, again, you need 3 digits adding up to 11. You could have 1, 8 here, but then that would force 2 to be here, and this 3 would eliminate that 3, so that would be 2. So this could not be 1, 8, and 2. 1, 3, and... So this is 3. This could be 1, 7, and 3 here. That is possible. So it could be 1, 7, 3 here. And this would be 8. So 3, 8 could work that way. Right, 1, 7 plus 3 is 11. 3 plus 8 is 11. So that could work. 1, 4, 6 is not allowed because of the 4 and 6. 2, 3, 6 is not allowed because of the 2 and 6 in the column. What about 2, 4, 5? 2, 4, 5 is not allowed. So it would have to be 1, 3, 7. So far this is 1, 3, 5 and 1, 7, 3. What if this is 5 and this is 8? So that's 13. 5 and 8. You can't have 3, 7, 3. You could have... So 5 and 8 plus 1, 7... Okay, so this is 8 both times. 5 and 8. You can't have 1, 3 at... I guess you could. 1, 3, and 9. That does work, actually. So 5 and 8 is 13. 1, 3, and 9 is 13. 1, 7, 6 work, or not 6, it would have to be 1, 7, 5, and that doesn't work. So 1, 3, this would be 7 then in that case. So 5, 8, then 3, 7, and 3, which doesn't work, adding up to 13. So 5 and 8 is that possibility. And then we have also 8 and 7, adding up to 15. You could have 8, 7, it'd be 3, 8, and 4, but that doesn't work. 1, 8, and 6, which I think does work, right? 1, 8, adding up to 15. 8, 7, 1, 8, and 6 adds up to 15. So that does work. And then 1, 3 wouldn't work. Okay, so those are all the possibilities then. So 1 always has to be here. That's interesting. Okay. That's a lot of possibilities. Anyways. What about the digits along the rest? Let's take the digits along this German whisper line. If this is low, high, low, you cannot have a 4 along this because you don't have a 9 available. This would have to specifically be 1, 3, 1, 3, and 8. If this is high, low, high, you cannot have a 3 here. It would have to be a 1. And it would be next to 6, 7, or 8 here. So we know 1 has to be one of these 3 digits because either it's a 1, 3, 1, 3 pair surrounding 8, or it's a 1 in the middle next to 6, 7, or 8. So 1 has to be then one of these 3 digits. We're not sure which. Hmm. If this could be, this could be a lot of things. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. What are the remaining digits in row 1? We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. 5 cannot be here. 5, okay. If this is 2, 3, or 4, it has to be next to 7, 8, and 9 here. But those all work. If this is 7, 9 here. Okay, hold up. If this is low, these are lows, 1, 3s, and they must be next to 8. So therefore this is 7 or 9 here. If this is high here, that's 7 or 9. These are highs. This must be a 1. So it cannot be 4 next to those 2 digits. It must be either 2 here, cannot be 3, can't be 4. 4 can't be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. Okay, so this can't be 6 either, because it can't be next to 2 unique digits on a German whisper line. Interesting. What does that tell us? I'm not completely sure. Hmm. 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 Yeah. These 3 digits must sum to what these 3 digits are, but that doesn't tell us very much. Oh, these 2 digits must be on a German whisper line, so it has to be 2 and 7. Okay, well there you go. That's 2 and 7. This can't be 2. This can't be 7. So this must be 8 with either 3 or 5, which means this can't be 8. This can't be 2. This can't be 2 or 7 there. Totally missed that. Anyways, one of these is 8. So this is either 11 or it's 13. So what are the possible combinations here? Okay, let's try if this is 3 and this is 8. That leaves 1, 7, and 3 here as a possibility. I think that's the only possibility for this 3 and 8, right? The other possibilities would be 1, 2, 8, but this can't be 2 or 8 or 1. 1, 4, 6, and this neither of these could be 4 or 6, so therefore both of these would have to be 4 or 6, which is not allowed. 2, 3, 6, again, neither of these could be 2 and 6, so they both have to be 2 and 6 here. 2, 4, 5, none of these can be 2, 4, 5, so there would not be any 2, 4, 5s allowed. Or this could be 5 and 8, in which case you could have 1, 3, 9. So this is 13. 1, 7, 5. Wait, that doesn't work. Yeah, it cannot be 1, 7, 5 because this is 5 and 8 specifically. So, this cannot be 1, 7 then. It has to be 1, 6 or 2, 7. Because that would eliminate, if this is 1, 7, that forces to be 8, which would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. Anyways, if this is 5, 8, cannot be 1, 7, 5, obviously. We tried 1, 3. 3, 7, it would be with 3, so that doesn't work. So we know this is 1. Okay, so 3, 8 forces this to be 1, 7, and 3. So then this would be 8. If this is 5, 8, it can only be 1, 3, and 9 here. So this is 7 or 8. $13, yeah, 5, yeah. And it can't be 1, 7, can't be 3, 7 here. So that works for that. Okay. We still don't know anything about this. We do know the 3 has to be one of these 3 digits here. Because it's either 173 or 139. 3 in box 4 has to be one of those 2 digits. If this is 9, this has to be 3 and 8 specifically. Because those are the only 2 digits that add up to an odd number that's greater than 10 and that have a difference of at least 5 between them. So this can never be 3. If this were 1, 3, to force that to be 9, this would have to be 3 and 8. So this can never be 3 here. This is 1 and 7 specifically. But this still could be 2 and 9. Okay, so either this is 3 and 8, or this is 2, 9, or 4, 9. Either way, one of these is 3, or one of these is 9. Therefore, you can't have a 3 or a 9 in the rest of row 8. So this can't be 3. This can't be 3 here. This can't be 3 or 9. Since this can't be 9, this can't be 4. Interesting. This can no longer be 1, 7 adding up to 8. So this must be then 7 or 9 here. Do we have anything else? Not particularly. Interesting. We do have a 2, 7, or 9 here, which means it cannot be in one of those 3 digits. It can't be one of those 3 digits. So this digit has to be one of these 3. But we don't know if it's on the region sum line or not. Oh, these can't be 5. Okay, well, there you go. These can't be 5 here. Where is the 5 in box 3? It has to be one of those 2 cells, which means none of these can be a 5. Okay, that's interesting. 5 has to be one of these 3 cells. One of these is 8. If this was a 9, this would then have to be 2. This would be 7 or 8. Which would force this to be 1. This would then be 6, 7, or 8. This is at least 2, 7, 9, which is 18. I guess it could be 3, 7, 8. That actually does work. Yeah, that could be 3, 7 here, and then this is 2. And then this would be 8. That does work. 4, 7, 7 doesn't work. If this is 2, 8, 9, then this could be 4, 7, 8. And that still works. Okay. Dang. I was hoping we'd get something removed from there. What are the remaining digits in column? Well, okay, you can have a lot. What is the remaining digits in this row? Or this cell? It's 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. How about this one? It's a lot. 7 or 9. There's a lot of possibilities here. What are the remaining digits in column 2? They can be 3, 5, 6, and 9. But this can't be, sorry, 3, 5, 6, 8, and 9. But this can't be 8 or 9 because 8 has to be one of these 2 digits. This is 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. 3, 5, 6, 8, 9. But these can't be 3 because of the 3 in the box. We know 2 and 4 have... Okay, what are the remaining digits in column 1? We have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. But this can't be 2 or 4, so this is 1, 5, or 6. This is 1, 5, or 6. This is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, but it can't be 1 here. Interesting. Oh. No. I was gonna say, we don't know any of this information here still. Oh, this has to be... Okay, there you go. This has to be odd. If we tried making this 3 and 8, this doesn't add up to 11 anymore. Because you can't have 1, 2, 8 here. 1, 3, 7 doesn't work. So this has to be odd here. Which makes this an 8. This is 8, so that makes... what happens if we make this 3 again? I'm pretty sure we ran into this problem. Right, if this is 3, this is 8. All 1, 3, and 7 have to be here, which means this cannot be 1, 3, 7. You can't have 1, 2, 8 because 2 and 8 are eliminated from these two cells. 1, 4, 6 are eliminated because 1, 4, and 6 are eliminated from these cells. 2, 3, 6 is eliminated because 2 and 6 can't be in those cells. 2, 4, 5 can't be in those cells, so therefore this has to be 5. So this is 5, this is 8, this is 1, 3, this must be 9 then. There we go. So this must be 3 because that's the only digit remaining there. This has to be a 6-8 pair. This can't be 5. These cannot be 6. This cannot be 1 and 6 there for these two digits because they would remove all possibilities from this cell. This can't be 9 anymore. So this has to be 8 with another digit that adds up to an odd digit. So this must be 3 and 8. This must then be 1, 2, 3, and 5, which forces this to be 4 and 9. So this must be 4, and this is 9. This cannot be 5 or 9. This can't be 5. This can't be 5 or 9. This can't be 3. There's no 4 here. This must be 1 and 3 adding up to 13. So this is 7. This is a 6, 8 pair. This cannot be 7 then because of that. 9 cannot be here. 9 cannot be here. These two add up to 11. So it cannot be 9 here because there's no 2 possible here. There's no 2 possible here. This has to be 2 and 7 adding up to 9. This is still 1 or 8. This can't be 9 here. This can't be 9 or 4 here. This adds up to 11. This adds up to 11, so it's... Okay, so what can these be? If this is 8, this is 3. That could be the case. This is 7, this is 4. Or this is 5, and that's 6. Well, this can't be 7 because of the 2, 7 pair in the row. So this can't be 7, this can't be 4 then. This is 3 and 6 with 5 or 8 here. So one of these is 6 or 8. Which means that's 6 or 8, which means we can eliminate 6 and 8 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 6 or 8, it must be 7. This can't be 6 or 8, so it must be 1. Which means this is a low, this must be a low, so it's a 2. This is now 6, 7, or 8. And this is 7 or 8 there. So this can't be 1. One of these is 1. This can't be 2. This is a 1, 3, 5 triplet, which eliminates 1, 3, and 5 in the rest of the column and the box. So this can't be 3 or 5. This must be a 2 here. This can't be 1, 3, or 5 here. This can't be 2, 3, or 4 because the 2 must be between 7 and 8 or 7 and 9. 2 can't be here. 2 has to be one of these 3 digits. This is a high, which means this must be a low next to it, so it's 1 or 2. The remaining digits in column 7 have to be 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But this can't be 4. This can't be 7 or 8. So 4 and 6 both have to be here because there's no other place for it. So this cannot be 6 because there's no other place for 6 in column 7. It has to be in one of these 3 digits. So this can't be 6. This is then 3 and 8, which means this is even because this is even odd parity. So this is 2, which makes this not 6. So this is 7 or 8. We have a 7, 8, 7, 8 pair in box 3, which eliminates 7 and 8 from the rest of the box and the row. So this can't be 7. This is 4. This is 7. This can't be 7. This is 9. So this can't be 7 or 9. This can't be 7. This can't be 3 because of the 3 here. This can't be 8, so this must be 6, which makes that an 8, which makes that a 6, which makes that an 8. This can't be 1 because of the 1 here, so this is 5, which means these can't be 5 here. This 5 means this can't be 5, so that's a 2 here, which means this can't be 2, this can't be 2. The remaining digit here is a 6. These can't be 9 anymore. This is at least, again, 18. This is 18 or 19. So if it's 18, this is 378. Because it can't be 477 and 27. Actually, I guess it could be 279 still. That actually could be the case. This can never be 1, though, as we know that for certain. So it could be 278 or 9, or 279 with 279. Or it's 378 here. Oh, this can't be 9, so this is 8. So this would have to be 378. Or this is 2, 8, and 9, which makes this 4, 7, 8. Either way, this has to be 8. And this is 3, 4, or 7. 7 has to be here. Where's 2 in row 1? It must be here. So this is 2. This can't be 8, so this makes that a 1, which makes that a 7, which makes that a 2. This 8 also means this can't be 8, so this is 3, which makes that an 8. This can't be 3 or 7. That makes this a 4, which makes that a 7. That makes this a 5, which makes that a 3. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving this. 4, 7, and 8 adds up to 19. So this must be 9, 2, and 8, which makes that a 7. Oh, this 8 already knew that was a 7. These can't be 8 anymore. No, you can't have a 9 either. We have a 4, 6, 4, 6 pair, which eliminates 4 and 6 from the rest of the column. Therefore, this must be a 7. Where is the 4 in box 3? Cannot be here, so it must be here, which makes that a 6. That leaves the remaining digits as 1 and 5. But this can't be 1, so this is 5, which makes that a 1. Which makes this a 6, which makes that a 1. This 6 means this can't be 6, so this is 4, which makes that a 6. The remaining digit is a 9 here. Same here. So that's 8 9s. We know where the 9 has to be here. 2s. We have 8 2s, so we know where the last 2 is. It has to be here. This must be opposite parity of 8. So it's an odd digit. It can't be 1, 3, or 7, so this has to be 5. Which makes this a 6. This can't be 5 here. Remaining digits in row 2 are 1 and 9. This can't be 9, so this must be a 1, which makes that a 9. Remaining digits in row 3 are 3 and 6. This can't be 6 because of that 6, so this is 3, that's 6. Remaining digits in row 4, 5 and 8. This can't be 8 because of that 8, so this is a 5, that's an 8. Remaining digits in row 5 are a 3 and a 4. This can't be 3 because of that 3, so this is 4, which makes that a 3. Remaining digits in column 4 are 5 and a 7. This can't be 7 because of that 7, so this is 5, which makes that a 7. This 5 means this can't be 5, so it's 4, which makes that a 5. This 3 means that can't be 3, so that's 1 and 3. Therefore, that leaves this as a 4 and this as a 1. Woo, that was not... I don't think... I don't know. I did miss certain things, but I don't think that was easy, per se. This felt more like a challenging level puzzle to me. Yeah. Just because there were a lot of interactions here that you had to realize. And they were non-trivial, except for maybe this one that I didn't realize. These you sort of had to add up to figure out where everything was. I guess I did ignore the parody here. But yeah. Then this part was definitely kind of hairy. This part was kind of hairy also. I don't know. Once you do get the nut, I guess I didn't need to calculate all this. I basically, if it had focused on this part, it would have flowed pretty quickly. But the problem is I don't know to focus that because it's not, it's not that obvious. I don't know. I don't think this is easy. I would put this as a challenging level puzzle. But I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.